Ahoy!
Ahoy! Hey guys, it's Brittany and welcome back to Brittany's Scoops Ahoy day number 3. Yes, I've changed the setup a bit. You're gonna see me kind of all over my ice cream parlor. Yeah, I think I kind of like sitting in front of it, but you'll see me behind the counter as well. I don't know. So today I am dressed as a doll, even though I have this, like my little wind up thing, because this video is all about a haunted doll that I've never even brought up to you guys ever. I actually just discovered her. Her name is Ruby, and I thought it was very appropriate as well because I always have a ruby ring on my finger. This belonged to my grandma's because we're both my grandmother, because we're both Cancers and we were both born in July, and this is our birthstone. So the Ruby birthstone and Ruby the haunted doll. I don't know if I like this angle, guys. I'm uploading every single day this month, and my theme this year clearly is Scoops Ahoy from Stranger Things. My Halloween costume this year is Robin. If you have not seen my previous videos, definitely check them out. And then the end of the month, I am gonna be back in my Robin costume. You're gonna see Robin again because, you know, it's all Scoops Ahoy. But the end of the month, I am filming this epic collab with my friends, and I'm so freaking excited. It's very Stranger Things. You guys are going to die. But here is my costume, just so you guys can see, because I am kind of close to the camera today. So I could, I guess, stand here. I'm gonna stand in front, or sit in front of Brittany's Scoops Ahoy today. So Ruby the haunted doll, have you guys heard of her? Let me know down below. Leave a heart emoji, a red heart emoji down below if you're excited to hear about Ruby the haunted doll. So Ruby reminds me of many haunted dolls. She reminds me of Mandy the haunted doll. She reminds me of Harold the haunted doll. And there was another haunted doll that she reminds me of. Now my mind is kind of going blank. Okay, she kind of gives me Annabelle vibes as well, because Ruby has been found in multiple rooms around her owner's home. She's been passed down through like generations and generations in this family. Like, she's going to different homes all the time. People don't know what to do with her. She just appears in different rooms, and like, you know what I mean? That's kind of what Annabelle does. But when people are around Ruby, they tend to feel dizzy. They feel sick, like nauseous. So, and they get headaches. So that's when she reminds me of Peggy. So she's like a mixture of Harold. She's a mixture of Mandy, Annabelle, and Peggy, like all in one. There was actually a little girl that died while she was holding Ruby. So it's like, it's really creepy, and that's when it reminds me of Harold the doll. So it's like I said, she's like all these dolls combined into one doll, and her name is Ruby. So when you first look at Ruby, she's not that terrifying in my eyes. I think a lot of people can find her creepy, just, you know what I mean? She kind of just she looks haunted, but I don't think she's that creepy, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's just me and I'm just crazy. Well, actually I am just crazy, y'all know that. And also too, I wanted to say that Ruby is now at the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and the Occult. Just wanted to make sure that I got that right. But that is where Ruby is today, and she was given to this museum from an actual family member who's been dealing with Ruby for generations and generations, decades and decades. So Ruby would move around from room to room. She would make these really weird sounds. She would make people feel sad, nauseous. She would make people ill as well. And like I said, there was a little girl that passed away while she was holding Ruby. So that is one of the most terrifying things. And like I said, it reminds me of Harold. Now, the little girl that passed away while she was holding Ruby, the family believed that her spirit could still be attached to Ruby. And it's kind of hard for them because they don't want to give the doll to just anybody, you know what I mean? And Ruby's been passed around from house to house, and now she's in the museum, which I think is a really great spot for her to be, and so many people can come and visit her and see her. This family even reached out to a psychic medium to help the little girl who passed on to actually move on from the doll, but that didn't work. So they never wanted to leave this doll behind because they really believed that, oh my god, her spirit has to be attached to this doll. So like I said, Ruby was going from house to house and just causing all these illnesses amongst the family. So it's just kind of a different situation. So now that Ruby is at this museum, there apparently haven't really been many people that have felt nausea from her, had headaches, or felt exhaustion, or felt fatigue or just sick in any way. Nobody really feels any weirdness around her. So it's almost like she's happy being in that museum and people giving her attention and stuff, you know? The craziest thing, and this is when it reminds me of Mandy, is a lot of people who would hold Ruby, they started having these feelings like, you know, being a mother, holding the baby, rocking the baby, burping the baby, and people started doing this to Ruby and they didn't even know that they were doing it. They had to be told, like, do you see what you're doing right now? Like, you're acting as if this doll is alive and it's a real baby. So it kind of reminds me of Mandy in that sense. Because Mandy likes to be treated like a baby, and Mandy is completely harmless. So imagine holding Ruby and you're rocking her and just treating her like a kid and like a baby, and you don't even know that you're doing it, and someone tells you, like, do you see what you're doing right now? You know what I mean? So it's almost as if Ruby is trying to deliver that message, like, I'm not scary, don't be scared of me. And a lot of people who have held her, they start crying, and it's just, they're overtaken with emotion when they're just holding this doll. So you guys know what I'm about to say. Ruby the Haunted Doll is definitely on my list. I would love to hold her. So besides all of that, Ruby really hasn't done anything super scary, super frightening to anybody, and she hasn't really made anybody feel sick, or, you know, I guess a lot of people are just giving her love and she's embracing it and just kind of having fun with it, you know? So I want to meet her so badly. But something creepy did happen with Ruby. So Ruby's interactions with people, like in public, is the emotion. You know, she makes people feel a certain way. But she actually, okay, I'm just gonna read this to you. Oh my God. So it says, Ruby's interactions with the general public have always been contained to emotional events. That is until the 20th anniversary of Haunted America Conference. After the event, Lisa Taylor Horton, who is an author and Haunted America Conference organizer, had contacted the museum with a strange report that accompanied a mysterious photograph on her phone, one she swore she didn't take. That photo was of Ruby the doll. So Lisa forgot her phone in her room. The next morning when she checked out and started to go home, she stopped along the way for lunch, and that's when she noticed that her phone was almost dead, even though it had been plugged in all night. And that's when she looked at the photos on her phone. The latest photo was this weird one. It was a photo of Ruby. A couple of problems though. The timestamp on the photo was 2:46 a.m. and Lisa didn't take it. It was 2:46 a.m. She was asleep at the time, and Ruby had been packed away hours earlier. I'm very fascinated and so drawn to this doll, and oh my God. I need to go to this museum. Oh my God, there's so many places I need to go to, guys. I feel like I just have this this long list that just like never ends, but I'm living. I am actually living. So let me know down below if you would hold Ruby the Haunted Doll. And what would you do if you saw a picture just magically appear on your phone of Ruby, as if Ruby took it herself? That is terrifying. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing. Hashtag team Pretty44, hashtag Barretha Friends. Hey, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.